Anyway, I wanted to verbally vomit on you about diet because I'm still having terrible acne, and I went off dairy for Lent just because I was having problems with my acne, and I tried Proactive, Murad, Peter Thomas Roth, some Dr. Brandt stuff. I've tried natural stuff. I tried earth science. I haven't revisited Neutrogena or Clinique, but those I kind of gave up on a long time ago. So that wasn't really helping. And yeah, I was under a lot of stress with moving. But, so I decided to go off birth control. I was on the generic of Seasonique Low, which is a higher androgen birth control. So I went off that, and as I was coming off that, it took 3 weeks before, like, I ovulated immediately, like within a day or two of coming off of it. And I think I kind of like took a week or two of the estrogen only pills before I completely came off of it. And then 3 weeks later I had a menstruation. It was the first time in my entire life that I have not had to take some kind of painkillers for menstrual cramps. So I'm like, okay, maybe this dairy thing is doing something, or eliminating dairy thing is doing something. But it was a very long period. It lasted 14 days, and it wasn't very heavy, but it just lasted for a really long time with bleeding. So I'm like, okay, that's disgusting because I haven't menstruated in 3 years, and God, I wish I was a man. But so then my skin was clearing up, but I was so disgusted with menstruating again. I went back on the birth control, like, okay, you know, it's supposed to stop after you start taking the progesterone estrogen pills, and it didn't. It lasted 14 days. So I'm like, okay, immediately, within like 2 to 3 days, cystic acne again. So I was like, okay, I'm done with that. Did my dairy-free for throughout Lent. On Easter, I had a tarte aux champignons, so it had some cheese on it, like Parmesan cheese, and I also wanted to use up some frozen peaches because now I only have just like a regular freezer, or access to a regular freezer, because I do unfortunately have a roommate here, and I'm looking into purchasing my own home because I'm like, I don't like to live by myself, but I really need to live with the right person that's like on so sad. Okay. Denise LaFay talks about stair steps and how people are on different energy stair steps, and to me that's still like kind of hierarchical because someone could be way in the area. So before I overheat with the video processor, so there came, I've been feeling that low fat raw vegan, well, maybe to do it all the time is difficult from where I'm at right now, but when I have done it, or when raw till 4 is not that hard for me to do, and after giving up dairy, really the only thing difficult for me to like roadblock for vegan is giving up eggs, and I don't even mind giving up eggs like half the time anymore. I used to want to eat them every single day. Now I'm kind of like, whatever, I'm cool with the smoothie for breakfast, especially on the weekends when I'm running around. So, it just seemed like, you know, I feel good on it when I've done completely raw, like my skin totally cleared up, but when I've done completely raw before, I've also quit drinking, like completely quit drinking alcohol, and so Anyways, it's like the idea was presented to me that maybe all the sugar, because I eat a lot of sweet fruit, I love bananas, and in the fall I love persimmons. Not so big on dates or figs, but those are sweet fruits. Love melons, very high glycemic. Like, okay, so you're eating all this fruit, you're eating in excess of 2,500 calories a day, every day. Blood sugar shoots up, blood sugar crashes. That causes inflammation, which in turn causes the cystic acne. And I'm like, yeah, but no. So, last week, in addition to the banana bread and ice cream sandwich, which I should not have had, and the provolone before this, I was like, okay, so I'll try, like, not going paleo or keto all the way, but I'll try and cut out some of the excess sugars in my diet and really limit my fruit to berries, which are in season right now. Some strawberries and raspberries, which raspberries aren't in season here because they don't really grow here, but they're in season down there, so whatever. It's raspberry time. It's definitely strawberry time. And then just kind of cut out the kiwi, cut out the citrus fruit, cut out the bananas, cut out the apples. I'm sick of pears. I don't want to eat another pear again for like 5 years. And then I got a bunch of other food at Costco. So I got the super greens, the kale, spinach, and chard, baby greens. I got a giant bag of avocados. I got 2 pounds of heirloom tomatoes. Yeah. I guess that's all I got. And I had some pumpkins that I didn't cook from the fall. And, I got red onions and a huge bag of lemons. And so I tried having, like, soup for dinner. Either I made tom yum soup, had that for dinner one night and lunch one day. I made pumpkin soup with chicken stock, organic chicken stock out of a box, because I really have no desire to eat a chicken. And some onions and pumpkin, which are higher glycemic for vegetables, even though pumpkin's a fruit. And I did eat 2 tortillas this week, not last week. And of course a few beers and a few glasses of wine. And really I'm talking like 1 drink most nights. There's some nights I don't drink at all. Very rarely do I have more than 1 drink, especially now because I'm like, okay, this has got to chill out for a while. But I feel like definitely, like, with the lunches that I'm eating with just salad, especially if I don't, like, now I'm out of avocados and I don't think they really agree with me that well. I feel like avocados make me mucusy, and it's not to the point where I'd say it's a food sensitivity. It definitely does not sound like the latex allergy thing, but I feel like they make me mucusy, and I feel like maybe the avocados was contributing to the acne, because I started noticing the mucus thing last time I did, like, completely raw. I was like, okay, having half an avocado a day is just too much. Like, I can have an avocado a week, and that's okay. Maybe 2 is pushing it. But to have an avocado every day and have, like, 6 avocados in a week, 8 avocados in a week, it's not... And I'm like, well, but I've had clear skin when I've been drinking alcohol before. I've had clear skin when I've been, like, fruit, and more fruit. And I've had, clear skin when I've been consuming hazelnut and walnut oil. So I don't think it's the nut oils. Also threw some pecans and smoked salmon in there. Those are not foods that I ever would identify as triggering any negative reactions. And I could see maybe Like, if I'm juicing fruit, then yeah, and especially like on the work days, I could get like a sugar, you know, not quite a crash, I would say. It's not like eating a candy bar or something, but definitely like woo, 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 and then you're starving by the end of the day if you don't keep eating. So maybe some insulin spikes in there. I don't know. I've never had my blood sugar test abnormal, except for once it was low, like 57, but that was in grad school when I was terribly unhealthy. But the other thing that, you know, I've lost 7 pounds since I've moved, and that's about a pound a week. So that's maybe within the realm of healthy weight loss, but it seems like kind of rapid to me. And when I do like raw till 4 or a high raw diet, I notice when I get up in the morning, like my stomach, even though whatever I'm overweight, but my stomach would be like totally flat. You know, not like a 6-pack or anything, but it would be flat. And not getting that anymore with the higher fat stuff and swapping the fruit for salads, for high fat salads. But it just seems like, and then the thought of adding meat into that, I'm like, no. Meat is a condiment, okay? And if I were going to eat meat, I would want to go to the farm and pet the little lammy and say, oh, I'm so happy you're going to be in my freezer this winter. Oh, thank you. Okay, I don't want to go to the grocery store and buy some meat that came from a feedlot, like slaughterhouse. No. Or, like, someone wants to go deer hunting for me and bring me back some venison. Thank you, I love you. Okay. I don't really like to cook meat, okay? Like, I'm cool with salmon and tuna, and a long time ago I used to cook steaks, but now I'm like, okay, maybe I could pull out some bacon or chorizo. I really, pork sausage and some chili. I'm not into meat. And that's the last meat I had was pork sausage, and some of it I left in the casing to have at breakfast with eggs, and some of it I threw into chili. Some of it I had with fry bread, which you don't want to do no matter what diet you're doing. How you're eating, I don't recommend it, but it is poverty starvation food. So if all you got some flour and some baking powder, and some fat to fry it in, make some fry bread, go for it. You can mix it all up with water. I'm just feeling like, okay, paleo and the ketosis diet, there's not like gurus out there to brainwash you or to show you like, okay, this is how this is working and I'm doing great. It seems like there's people that are raw vegan to me are just always like, their eyes are so big, they're glowing, they're full of energy. You can eat all you want, and since you can eat fruit, that's satisfying your like sugar craving, like addiction. But I haven't seen, I don't know. I know like 3 people that kind of do paleo and they're doing good health-wise, but it's not like they have radiant hair and radiant skin and tons of energy, stable mood. No, they're just like average weight, average, whatever, trucking along. I don't know anyone that's done ketosis long-term that, maybe they're out there, but they're not on YouTube, that I can find. If you can find them, please link below with your favorite paleo or ketosis guru, because I'd be interested in checking them out. So I thought I'd go along this path for a little while and see what happened with the acne, but I'm like, really, I'm back on board with some bananas, and it's going to be summer soon. Tomatoes, zucchini, cucumbers, melons. I've got, if they make it when I transplant it, I have Swan Lake, honeydew, cantaloupe, and I'm waiting for some sugar babies to germinate. I should have space for melons. I've got like 5 different kinds of zucchini. So, and I don't have a spiralizer, but I do have access to like this Julian tool. That should be fun. And I don't have a high-speed blender, but I think my poor little regular speed Oster blender will make up some lovely raw tomato dressing with the different heirloom tomatoes I've got going on. No Romas this year yet. I have some germinated, but we've run out of space for tomatoes, and with 16 plants, I think I've already like overdone it, even though I have larger varieties this year. Abe Lincoln, German Green, Black Crim are all larger varieties, so I think the larger varieties produce a lot less than the Romas or cherry tomatoes. And one Sunsweet cherry tomato planted out so far. But so if anyone has experience with acne and and I started taking acidophilus again, because I feel like I've just been having major digestive issues, different digestive issues than I've ever had really before. Like I had acid reflux before. This is not that. No indigestion. It's just like, it just feel like my body can't process, more complex food. I need to keep it simple, stupid, like 4 ingredients, with some spices, just some fruit, mono meals. I have something like regular cooked, like thingamajiggy, like that people would make pasta or like lasagna or chimichangas or enchiladas or, stuff like that. Hot Pockets. Of course, those are bad for you with the preservatives, but it's just like not digesting. It's just like burbling in my gut, and then I shit it out in the morning, like without pulling anything out of it. So I think maybe the ketosis is better because you kind of like squeeze all the like energy out of the fat that you eat. I don't know. But I really, 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 like, the cystic acne has been going on since, probably since July, but it got really bad in October, and that's when I started having, like, the digestive issues, too. And so kicking dairy out of the picture is definitely helping with menstrual cramps so far. Oh, yeah, and then I got a menstrual cup. Because my second cycle off birth control, I was like, tampons are disgusting, and if I'm going to have a 14-day period, I'm not spending $20 on freaking tampons and panty liners. So I got a menstrual cup. Then you can just use like 1 or 2 panty liners a day. I might have got the wrong size because the woman at this store where I live, I think you can only, like, if you want to go to the store and buy it, like, Diva Cup is the only thing available. Anything else you'd have to order on the internet. And she's like, well, do you know, and then she's like, have you had any children? I was like, no. So I get the package and it says, I have the size 1 or whatever the smaller one is. And it says, for women that have never delivered children vaginally or via C-section and are under the age of 30. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm quite a lot older than 30, but we'll try it anyway. Because I guess as you get older, your hormones change and your cervix drops and enlarges anyway. So I didn't really have leakage problems if I got it placed properly. And it was so awesome. It didn't smell, didn't feel sticky, and I wanted to change it before I went to work. And when I got home from work, and before I went to bed. 3 times a day, bitches. So that was wonderful. Had a second menstrual cycle where I didn't have to take painkillers. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So I may have perpetual intermittent pain between my rib and my hip bone on the right side. Not like all at once. But I don't think it can be appendix stones if it keeps moving around. And sometimes it'll be on my left side, but mostly it's on my right side. It's just like, I can't figure it out. I'm going to go have an enema or hydrotherapy or colon cleanse or whatever. Eventually, it's on my to-do list. Also, it's time for a new eye exam. I don't get to drive for work on Friday because, whatever. My old prescription, I still, barely passed my vision test for my driver's license in October. But clearly, my eyesight was 20/30 when I got this prescription. It's probably not there anymore. Probably barely legal to drive right now. And I always feel like trucks are coming to hit me from the right side because my vision, my astigmatism, messes with my depth perception. And for the same reason, I walk into door frames without my glasses. Driving is a terrifying experience. So I'm going to be working on also getting new glasses and possibly contacts. But I only have about $400 socked away towards that. Didn't have to get blood labs done this year, so that's like an extra $150 I can throw towards glasses and contacts. But just replacing the lenses for glasses and sunglasses is going to be quite hefty unless I order them online. And then contacts is another huge expense. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to try and edit this into something coherent and hopefully under 20 minutes for you. And I will let you know with my adventures and changing my diet. Because I don't like to think of it as dieting. And I sure hate to think of giving up bananas forever. Like, I've come to a consensus, like, if cheese really is what's causing cystic acne and endometriosis, I'm okay giving up cheese. But to give, that's a huge sacrifice. That's like quitting smoking. I'm not going to give up cheese and quit drinking and give up fruit. Are you insane? So we'll see where we go. But I am down to the lowest weight I've been since I moved to the city I live in now. And quit working for the Forest Service and doing survey all the time and hiking 8 miles a day. So that's it's probably the birth control. Birth control makes you fat, okay? I don't care what anyone says. You will gain weight on birth control. And if you're not gaining weight in birth control, if you went off birth control, you would be dropping weight. So it fucks with your hormones and makes the extra estrogen, increases your appetite. So there you go.